Good morning, guys. Today we're going to do something a little bit different.
Yes, you guys have sent us through so many questions about van life, travel, YouTube, finances, personal stuff, and today we're going to be answering them all.
Yeah, you really delivered. We have a lot of questions to answer.
So for a little context about us, we have been living full-time in this van for over 4.5 years now. We have been full-time on YouTube for almost 4 years. We have lived in 3 different vans in 3 different continents. This one full-time, a little van dingo we built out in Australia for 6 months and travelled around there. And we did van life for a month in Japan, which was awesome. Oh yeah, and this is Philly and I'm Keely.
Just in case you didn't know. Anyway, let's get stuck into these questions.
Yeah. So we have not actually discussed these. Yes, I've written them all out and stuff, but this is going to be answered live. I cut them up so that we can answer them randomly. We've got a quick fire round so that we can smash through some stuff as well. So I think we'll start with like the van buildy, van-y type questions.
Yes, they're all categorized because Keely's that organized.
Yeah.
Alright guys, first question. What are your top 3 pinch me moments of van life?
Okay, I have.
That's one.
Oh, you're pinching.
That's
okay.
2, that's 3.
Okay, I've thought about this, right? Not in any chronological order, but 3 big moments where I was like, what the frig, is this our life? Was in Cappadocia when we woke up with all of those hot air balloons. That was just like beyond my wildest expectations. It was incredible. Whenever we got to the geographical centre of Australia in that 4x4 truck, and I was just like, how the hell did we pull this off? Like, this is insane. And also when we got to the most northern point of Japan in our little camper van, and there was blizzards and there was snow, there was no one else on the roads. I don't know how we physically got there. And then we got to that onsen and we were the only people in that entire onsen. Like, that was
Cool
also
moments,
awesome.
cool
They were
moments.
like,
I think they're
wow.
mine as well. I think mine kind of encapsulates all of that. Anytime that I'm looking for park ups or anything, I like zoom out in the map and I'm like, look where we are in our van. Next question. What are the best and worst things about van life? I'll go first.
Okay.
Best things, I love park ups. I love like getting to that dream park up and like having your coffee by the mountains or by the sea is pretty epic. And having your home on wheels is pretty cool too.
Yeah, having everything with you all the time is very good. But I will slightly negate the park up thing just by saying, for the first year of van life, we didn't travel at all. I think that's a big misconception that you have to travel and it has to be all beautiful park ups. We fell in love with van life living on the streets of London. So the reason we fell in love with it was the simplicity, the financial freedom it brought us, having so little stuff. We felt very untethered. So I think all of that is what made us fall in love with it. And the park ups and all came after.
Yeah, it's funny because like a lot of the cons can be pros and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, like you are limited with the resources that you've got, but it makes you more conscious about using them.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Like that's a pro to me.
Yeah.
What research did you do before building your first van?
Very little.
Yeah, there was as many resources as we have now, but there was 2 videos that stuck out most, and one was by Nate Murphy, and he was converting a Ford Transit, and another one was by a channel called The Restoration Couple, and he was converting a Citroen Relay.
Yeah.
So we kind of like copied a lot of things that he done.
And the fact that there was like nothing on YouTube back then was one of the reasons we decided to actually film our entire van build, because we were like, people need help with this. And then we didn't put any of it on YouTube and it's died on our hard drive.
Advice for a couple starting out van life: don't.
Oh, that's
I'm only
terrible.
joking.
Okay, so if this is a couple type thing, then I would say you have to like instantly get okay with communicating immediately.
Yeah.
Never going to sleep on an argument, never holding on like, oh, he didn't do that. You got to say, I'm going to be honest, it really annoyed me that you didn't do that. And it instantly, cannot hold on to anything.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
Also, get used to pooing in front of each other.
Yeah.
Next question. Best tips for starting a van build? Anything you wish that you built into your van?
Okay, so for me, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I dropped the question.
So for me, a big thing that I wish we had done early on was factor in security. Obviously, if you've been with us for a while, you will know that we got broke into and they stole all our stuff, and we had to upgrade our security after that, link to video. So if I was starting a van build from scratch, I would be thinking, okay, where are the secret hidey places I can have for stuff? Where am I going to build in a safe, like plan wiring for your security cameras or something? So planning security at the foundational point is my tip.
Yes, and my tip would be write down the things that are important to you. If a full-size bed that you don't have to pack down every night and put away in the morning is important to you, then factor that into your build. if you're going to be working on the road, a comfortable workspace. So like, just because we live in a small space, it doesn't mean that we have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So take the comfort where you can. Why did you decide van life, and how much longer?
Sorry, I'm going first. Is that okay? Is that okay that I'm going first quite a lot? I'm just like, listen to me, guys.
You have asserted your dominance.
Okay, so we got into van life literally for financial reasons. We were living in London and we knew that we could never afford to save money if we kept having to pay rent. Like, it was hand to mouth type stuff every single month. And it was like, if we moved into a van, we wouldn't have to pay rent and we could still work in London and still earn our good wages. And so we did that for a year. That was the plan. And then after the year, we were going to, like, you know, start renting an apartment or move to Australia. We had all these big ideas we were going to do. But after that year, we were like, I quite like van life. And now it's 4.5 years later, I'm still doing it.
Also, van life has given us like that financial release. For the first 2 years of YouTube, we weren't monetized, so we weren't making money. But because we lived in the van and didn't have rent, it meant that we had the freedom to be more creative and do this kind of stuff and pursue other things.
Yeah.
And how much longer? Don't know.
We got a lot of personal questions about like our future plans in life and stuff. So we'll address this all later in the video. Next van life question.
How much did you spend on Dingo, and did you keep a track?
Okay. So I have kept every single receipt of everything we spent on the van. So the van itself was $7,000. We spent $2,000 at various things in the mechanics. That's 9. Plus we spent $6,000 on things we bought for actually building the van, tools, all of that sort of stuff. Wait, what's that? $15,500 on the van. We sold it for 19.5. So in the UK, that's like 10 grand, just under 10 grand.
And our goal going to Australia was that we wanted to break even. We managed to do that and pay for our tickets home. So that was a win.
Yeah, guys, we spent every single penny we had. If we didn't manage to sell Dingo at the end, that was a very risky business plan, but we're very grateful that we did and that all went okay.
Next category, travel.
Oh, are we on a different category?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that was
The
quick.
travel category.
Okay, let's go.
Here we go. Similar to van life, but different. How do you decide where to park? That's also to do with van life.
I know, but some of it I didn't know what category it went in. Obviously there's apps like Park for Night and stuff, but Philly is a big advocate for just using Google Maps, seeing kind of areas and going over the top of them and zooming into car parks.
Just go on to satellite mode and yeah, look for car parks, and then you can go onto Street View and you can kind of look for signs to see if there's any restrictions or anything like that. So that's pretty much it. And do we plan? Guys, we don't even know what we're doing like in an hour.
Yeah, legit, like we don't know where we're parking ever until that moment.
Yeah. Do you ever get burnt out of travel?
Oh, okay.
I think one big thing that we realised after the Van Mountain fire in Romania was that we don't have to force something that doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
You know, like if we are feeling like we're getting burnt out of van life or something, we
Literally.
we can just go somewhere else and take a break, take a couple of weeks off and come back to it. Or just, you know, like we are in control. You are in control. And if you're feeling burnt out, just get a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Go for a wild swim. You never regret it.
Yeah.
How do you stay connected with important people? Have you missed big life moments due to travel?
Yes, but it's not to do with like traveling in the van. For example, when we lived in Australia 10 years ago, I missed my granny's funeral. There was no way for me to get home. Whenever we were in Romania or something, like I couldn't get home in time for my aunt's funeral. So there are big life moments that we have missed, but they're ones that are out of our control. We haven't missed weddings. We've been home for important birthdays and stuff, you know. We try not to miss as much as possible.
Yeah, and how do we stay connected? Like we FaceTime, we WhatsApp. With technology today, it's super easy to stay connected. And I think sometimes we speak to our family and friends more so when we're apart than we do when we're in the country.
Yeah, true.
Which is kind of ironic. Worst place you've been to for van life? Don't say it. In 3, 2, 1, the UK. Yeah, there's just so many restrictions. They just make it so hard for van life.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, not gonna lie. Not Scotland, it's awesome. But England, not good. Best van life place so far, I think probably realistically is Australia. It's very good. I know all you UK van lifers can't get out there, but if
I disagree.
What?
I think it's gonna be somewhere near the Alps.
Okay, yeah, Europe.
Near the Alps or like South Europe, where like Greece, where you've got the beaches and stuff as well. Or Turkey.
Yeah, and Europe's so accessible. Like you can be in so many different countries. Like It's awesome. Okay, yeah, Europe's pretty cool.
Where have you never been that is number one on your bucket list?
I think there's places, right? For example, like Scandinavia has been on our bucket list and New Zealand has been on our bucket list. But ironically, somewhere that has never been on our bucket list. Oh, am I spoiling something that we were going to answer later?
It doesn't matter. We can just go for it.
Somewhere I've never wanted to go, no offense, is America. But this is somewhere where all of a sudden over the last year, we have felt very drawn to go.
That's maybe in the pipeline, maybe not. Anyway, what is your travel budget?
We just spend what we have, guys. If we don't have a lot of money that month, we don't do a lot of driving and eating.
If we don't have money, we don't spend money.
Exactly.
If we have money, we spend money. How do you manage your time and plan trips? That's another good one.
Guys, we're terrible at managing our time.
We
and
ask you
don't
guys
plan.
for recommendations, and then we just go to those places.
100%. Next!
Are you planning another trip like Australia? Hard work, but fun to watch. Well, we just touched on that. We haven't actually decided whether we're going to the USA, but we're also really heavily considering going to the USA.
And I will just like to say that, guys, this time last year in Scotland, we were telling you all that our next plan was to go to Scandinavia, and then that didn't happen. We flew to Australia. So take everything we ever say with a pinch of salt.
That is true. Plans can change, and that's okay, you know. Plans are allowed to change.
Just go with your gut.
Anyway, next question. Any plans to come to the USA?
I mean, guys, like...
Would you like to see us in the USA?
Yeah, tell us.
We'll ask you that.
Okay.
And would you ship your van? No, I wouldn't ship the van. It's
No.
too expensive and there's too many hoops to jump through for that. So I think we would want to buy something out there, like a retro RV, and maybe do a little bit of a spruce up or a renovation.
Yeah, reno. The same with Australia. I see taking ferries as basically money that you're never going to see again. Whereas I would rather spend that money on buying a van, doing it up, and hopefully selling it again.
What is your dream road trip?
Okay, that links to the bucket list one where I feel like right now my dream's America.
Yeah?
I do.
Wow. Guys, looks like we're going to America. Any plans to come back to Japan?
Yeah.
Would love to, 100%. Japan is definitely our favourite country.
I'll also say, because this question comes up later and we're already talking about it, somebody said your top 3 places people should go before they die. And like for me, like Japan is top of the list.
Very good. I would definitely say somewhere in the Alps.
Okay, fair.
Again, just those scenic views are incredible, and the nature is just like so awe-inspiring to look at. Those mountains, the landscapes, the trees, you know, the blue skies, the turquoise lochs and lakes and stuff are just like, yeah.
And that's 2, but maybe the 3rd one will be in America. Stay tuned.
Where are you going to next? Well, guys, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, you'll see us get here next week.
Yes, we're in Scotland.
Our plan is to do Scotland for a month, then we want to go visit some friends down in Cornwall and Devon in August, and then, you know, who knows, USA. I don't know.
Maybe, we'll see.
see.
How many countries have you been to?
Okay, I literally have no idea.
Let's count.
List of countries.
"45 countries. Guys, we've a long way to go.
There's another 150 countries in this planet.
That's crazy. Next round, quick fire.
Okay.
Ready? Let's
Yeah.
go. Best thing you've ever cooked in the Omnia?
I
You can
really-
only plan one album. Do your students know that you live
Stop
in
it!
This is quick round.
Okay,
That's
right,
too
okay.
slow, Keely.
No, okay. That big like Wellington we made at Christmas, that was pretty cool when we had COVID. That was fun.
The Wellington. Okay, yeah, that was good. Do your students know that you live in a van?
No, neither does my boss.
Why is Martha in the garage so much, and is she fixed?
Guys, she just likes to mess with us, and honestly, we think she's fixed, but we've thought she's fixed loads of times.
It's something that's not easy to diagnose, so we'll be driving around for a month and then it'll start going into limp mode again. So we've just actually changed the alternator, so fingers crossed that helps. It hasn't been doing anything since, so let's go.
It's only been 3 days though, guys.
Favourite sandwich filling?
Anything with cucumber and hummus.
Yeah, anything with hummus. Any swim you've ever regretted?
Okay, guys, I have to address this for Philly's sister, Debbie, okay? I've never regretted any swim, apart from one swim I went with her, okay? In, what do you call it, Oxford Island?
Yeah, it was Loch Ness.
Loch Ness. It was despicable. It was horrific. I just swore loads of times. I got out pretty much immediately. It was terrible. But that's not the reason I regret it. I regret it because she never shuts up about it. Okay? I never get to live this down. The one swim in my life where I got out, and that's it. That's all I'm going to hear about until I
Well,
die.
you shouldn't have regretted it then. Would you get a pet?
Yes. Billion, zillion,
And would it be a
Zillion.
cat or a dog?
cat. What about you? Be honest.
Dog.
Shut up, that's not true.
Would definitely get a cat.
Yes.
That'd be cool. Not in the van.
Yes. In a bigger van.
How many languages do you speak? English.
Guys, we're from Northern Ireland, man. It's kind of embarrassing, but most people here speak one language. But you know I'm trying to learn Spanish.
Very
okay?
broken Spanish.
Very broken.
Don't tell Rosetta Stone. Otherwise, they'll stop sponsoring us. What do you teach / mark?
Oh, math. A-level math and physics.
Would you go back to full-time teaching?
No. I loved it, so if we were in a financial situation where we really needed to, or one of us was sick and we needed to stop and have stability, I would happily go back to teaching. I would enjoy it, but I wouldn't choose to do it unless I was forced to, because I really love making YouTube videos. We really love this.
Do you want kids? Next question. Unlimited free video.
No. Guys, it's the flip of a coin. Okay, next.
Well, the thing is, and I think we probably touched this on a previous video as well, Keely has epilepsy and she's been on medication, keeping that under control for like the last 2 decades.
And that medication I shouldn't be on if I get pregnant. So my whole adult life is just not been something that we can do or risk. So it would be a massive decision for us. If we decided we wanted one, I'd have to come off it, and that would be a whole process. So there's a lot more involved than just like willy-nilly for us. But never say never, you know?
Unlimited free vegan sushi or give up coffee?
Look, if you just said sushi or coffee, I would have said coffee. But if you're talking unlimited and free for life,
Well,
goodbye coffee.
yeah, we might be giving up coffee.
So hit us up with that free unlimited sushi.
Is Philly really 6'4"?
I mean, stand up straight so everyone can see. What do you guys think?
Am I 6'4"?
Let us know down below. Also, a lot of people asked our real age. Guys, you can also guess that. Look at my face. What do I look like?
26.
26, obviously.
How many coffees have you both consumed in your lifetime?
Okay, can I do quick math?
Quick math.
It is only within the last 2 years that we have tried to restrict ourselves to 2 coffees a day.
So I'll be honest, before that, when I was teaching, it was 6 to 8, like no doubt. But let's go low end and pretend we've only had 2 coffees our entire life, every day. So
Not our entire life.
No, our
Like
adult
somewhere
life.
like what?
18.
18, okay.
That's how many we have a year, 730. We're 26, so that means 8 years. I'll do the calculation. Wait, what age are we really? Okay, yep. Oh my god, this is going to be so bad. Oh, see if you can work out what age we are based on this calculation. If we've had 2 coffees a day since we were 18.
We have consumed 27,740 coffees.
Casual? That's a casual amount.
I will be honest, in my adult life, let's say those 6 years of teaching, right?
5.
Guys, it's a lot. It's just going to be a lot.
13,000 coffees while being a teacher. That's what I don't know. Okay, next.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Speaking of coffee, let's have a coffee break.
Oh, okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. 27,741.
Add it to the list.
Okay, quick fire, come on, let's get through this.
Do you believe in God? Ooh,
Yes.
Sure, why not? What do you think happens when you die?
Um,
Probably not a lot. We just get shoved in a hole and covered with dirt.
that's dark. I believe that our spirits are forever. Next. Was
Wow.
that it? Quick fire's over?
Quick fire's over. Now we're on to YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, tips for starting a van life YouTube channel. Don't.
Okay, you have to not even just van life, any YouTube channel, don't start it unless you really want to. Like if you really love it. If you think, I might as well just film this. No, you have to really want to do it. You have to really commit to it.
Yeah, it's a proper labour of love.
Yeah, it really, like we said, the first 2 years of putting out videos, we weren't even monetized and we just kept going, guys.
But the payoff is you guys.
Yeah, it is.
Community and like seeing your comments and seeing familiar names pop up and even new
Yeah.
names is very heartwarming, and it keeps us going, because like maybe at the end of an edit we're feeling super overwhelmed and stressed out, but then when we upload a video and we get comments from you guys, that makes it all worth it.
It really does.
Love you guys.
Love you.
How much do you earn on YouTube? Well,
So the first 2 years we made zilch, okay? And then
zilch?
And then
Is that a word?
Yeah, it's a word
Zilch.
now. The third year we made £3,000 profit. You know, that was a fun tax year. And this year ongoing, I've no idea because I haven't done my taxes yet, but we might even reach the tax threshold this year.
Maybe.
Not enough for us to pay back student loan. And also you got to remember that that's split between the two of us. So on year 3 we made £1,500 each. So you gotta really love YouTube to keep doing this, guys.
Also, all of that profit we put straight back into traveling and going to places and buying camera gear
Yeah.
and equipment and stuff. So can you still enjoy a place when you're thinking about angles and lighting, etc.? And do you ever take time to enjoy a place just as you?
Yeah, there's days where we don't film, but we really like filming. Yeah, it makes you actually do more stuff because you want to film them. It makes us get out and do more, and it makes us really try to capture the magic of a place as well.
Yeah.
Like we're much more intentional with enjoying it because we're trying to bring you on in it to experience it with us. So it doesn't take away from the magic of me so far.
No, definitely not. We love it. How have you grown your YouTube? Slowly.
Yeah, we're not the people to ask, guys. Like legit. Next.
Why did you change your name?
Oh yeah, so our YouTube.
So Keely used to be called Frank, and now she's Keely. Why did you change your name, Frank?
Okay, so for the first 3 years, our channel, pretty much up until like 2 months ago, our channel was chapter by chapter. And in our first video, we say because it's just about like our life and each chapter that we're going through, and that's still true. We literally just changed it to straight up Philly and Keely because when we were making merch, we were like, it's easier to make cool logos out of Philly and Keely than it is to make logos out of chapter by chapter.
And not just that, chapter by chapter sounds like it's a book review.
Yeah, like when you type it in, a lot of stuff pops up, but when you type in Philly and Keely, it's just us. So that's pretty much why.
We're Philly and Keely.
Yeah, living our life, chapter by chapter.
But we'll always be chapter by chapter.
Next!
Next and final category. Personal. Ooh.
Okay.
I feel like all this was kind of personal. What? That's a van life question.
Yeah,
Would you buy another van if Martha gave up?
I don't know what I was thinking when I categorized these. Yes, 100 billion%. I already want to buy another one. She's not even give up.
What do your families think of your traveling? Our families have always been very supportive of what we do.
Yeah, I think before we started making YouTube, the first year of van life, none of them really understood what we were doing.
Well, that's because we were just getting broken into in London every week.
But once we started making videos, they were like, oh, that's what van life is.
Yes. So we appreciate our families and all the support that they give us.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. What do you do when you're feeling down? Do you ever do things for each other? You make me food. I take you to these scenic places. We go for swims.
Oh yeah, oh my word, that'll like hack you straight away. If you're feeling down, man, you go for a wild swim, that's it. You're like, I feel on top of the world.
It is kind of a life hack. The amount of like dopamine or whatever.
Endorphins, whatever it is, yeah.
get dumped into your brain. All those good chemicals.
But I will say, if Philly's feeling down, the best thing I can do for him is leave him
me
alone. What do you think you have to do that will instantly bring me into a good mood? Just touch me. Just touch me. Okay, next.
A lot of travel YouTubers are settling down and traveling less. Is this your plan? Guys, I'm not gonna lie, it has been our plan for like the last 2 years, but every time we go towards traveling less and settling down, we get some sort of like
Itchy feet and
Yeah.
decide we want to fly to America
or
instead.
it's just not the right time. So we're not planning on settling down just yet. So we're still going.
But it is ultimately like our ultimate goal, which is probably going to be in here, is to buy a plot of land and have a little homestead and rescue animals and all that type of very cliche stuff, I know. But this has been our dream, like way back when. Like you can go to our very first video when we mentioned this. But we're not quite there yet, guys. But we do want to get there someday.
Someday.
But we'll still live in a van probably because we can't afford a house. Yeah.
You just answered that question.
Okay.
And you also answered that question.
Okay.
How did you meet? What's your love story?
Okay. Philly always
Guys,
cringes.
it's still evolving.
Philly always cringes when I tell this. But we met.
We met when we were 3.
Four.
Four.
Thanks. We met when we were 4. Our families met when we were 4.
You don't meet anybody when you're 4.
Yeah, well, our families became friends.
You just kind of like sat in front of each other.
when we were 4 years old. We grew up together going to the same church, and then we went to school together, and we fell in love. We told each other we loved each other and had our first kiss at 11. We're kind of that, we're that cheesy. And then we got married at 23, and now it's 3 years later, guys.
And we're 26. What a crazy 3 years it's been.
Next!
If money was no object, what difference would it make to your lifestyle and choices?
Oh, that was one where they said if you won the lottery or you got big inheritance or something. I thought that was a really interesting question. I would love to say that I don't think it will change our lifestyle very much, but obviously that's not realistic. It would just mean that we probably wouldn't still be driving around in a van that constantly breaks down. Would buy a better van. There's no part of me that would buy a mansion. There's no part of me that would buy a fancy car. It's so wasteful. For me personally, I like living with less. There's actually a much bigger chance that I would end up like starting up some animal charity or something, you know?
Yeah. I think I'd probably travel a little bit more. A lot of the time when we go to somewhere, we have to stay for a certain amount of time to make it financially viable.
Yeah.
So I would probably, maybe like dart around a bit more. That'd be fun. But ultimately, we'd still be doing what we're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Where is home?
I thought that was a really interesting, beautiful question. It's definitely not Northern Ireland, even though that's home in the sense of that's where our families are and that's where we're from. I feel like our home is just wherever we are together when we're pursuing what feels really important to us.
Yeah, like for the last 6 months, Australia has felt like home.
Yeah.
When we're here in Scotland, this feels like home.
Japan felt like home.
I think it's anywhere we are together, and with you guys as well. Like having the camera and filming stuff, it just feels like home in the sense of like we feel at ease. And
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I will say it's probably a question, so you can throw it away when we get there, that we did get quite a lot of people asking, you know, if you bought land or whatever, or a house, where do you think you would call home? Can I answer that now?
Yeah, go for it.
I think for us, obviously we've loved loads of places, Turkey and Greece and stuff, and Australia, but realistically I think we both feel really pulled to Spain. Every time we're in Spain, we just feel so at ease, so relaxed. We love the culture, and it's also really close to home. That's another truth. It's literally one ferry ride away from our families.
Yeah.
So for us, Spain feels like it ticks the most boxes.
Yeah. What made you vegan?
Vegan's kind of a taboo category, guys, and like, even though we mention that we're vegan a lot, we don't talk about it loads because I don't think anyone should like really push things on other people, and I don't ever want people to think that we think other people should be vegan. I literally don't mind what other people do.
Yeah.
For us, you know, we started for like health reasons or whatever, but I think veganism 6 years ago, where there was no such thing as vegan ice cream or pizzas or junk food, was a very different world to veganism now. I think if you turn vegan for health now, there's so much ultra processed foods. I don't think that's gonna equal better health.
Yeah.
But I think we've been doing it for so long now that I don't see animals as food now, and that's just me.
Yeah.
Don't mind what anyone else thinks, but I don't want to eat animals.
Yeah, vegan or not, I think we could all be more conscious about the things that we consume, either through our mouths or through our eyes.
Yeah, just
So-
conscious consumption. Yeah.
Next, would you ever buy a house or just a bigger van?
The thought of buying a house doesn't really appeal to me, and I mean in the sense that a house that we would just move into. Me and Philly love a project. I mean, literally, we love DIY, we love building stuff.
Not that we're good at it or anything, we just like...
Jeez, fart! Ugh. Oh my goodness. Anyway,
Sorry guys.
I get very excited at the thought of like fixing up a ruin, or trying to not build something ourselves from scratch, but trying to recover something like old and beautiful. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to fix up an old house. But for us at this moment, it's just I want to fix up a really, really small house and probably just live in the van on the land. And it's very much about the land and much less about the house.
Yeah. How's the merch sales going? Will you bring out new lines?
Yeah, so as you know, right here, this t-shirt, this was from our Australia line, which we said was limited. I think we're keeping it out for 3 months, and then we would ultimately like to do like 2 different drops a year. So we'll have stuff that's always on sale, like our Life Outside the Box t-shirt and our Philly and Keely stuff. But I think for each transitional season of our life, it'd be quite nice to bring out maybe like 3 designs or something that are linked to that. And I will say, I'm so grateful for everyone that bought merch. Like, we don't make a lot of profit off it or anything, but knowing that you guys are out there like representing our t-shirts and the photos and stuff that we're getting. So we're going to be making like a gallery on our site of all you guys wearing your merch. So if you've bought any, feel free to take a photo and send it to us. If you want to buy some, guys, it's good stuff, like legit. We really love it. We're really proud of it.
Yes, thank you so much for your support.
I really don't think you understand how much we appreciate it. It's
It means a lot.
really, really does.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
How do I join your Patreon? That was a legitimate question. I didn't put that in.
I swear, guys. Genuinely.
If you just type into Google Philly and Keely Patreon, it should be the #1 thing, but we'll also have a link down below.
It's on our YouTube bio. We put up extra videos every week there. We put like weekly posts kind of updating you on life. So we really, really love our Patreon community and appreciate you guys. But ultimately, you guys all here on YouTube is appreciated, and don't ever feel you need to go to Patreon. We just appreciate having you here as well. But if you want to go, go. Guys, if you have other questions, if there's things we missed, drop them down below. As always, I will reply to every single comment. So more questions, let us know. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you so much for being here with us throughout everything. I apologize if this is a very long video. Hopefully it's semi-interesting for you all. The questions are yours, guys, so if it was boring, it's your fault. But we love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next week on our journey to Scotland.
Love you guys.
Yeah.